right, hello. Hello, everybody. We're back for some more KDH. Golden character design. Hey, how's it going? How's it going, bud? It's good to see you. Good to see you, sir. Welcome, welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming by. Haven't streamed in a few days, and I thought, you know what? Today's the day. I've got some time, so let's give her. Doing well, thanks. How was your weekend? My weekend wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. It was quiet. Didn't get up to too much. Just kind of, you know, kind of hung out and did the usual weekend things. How about you? How was your weekend, Golden? So we're getting back into our Servants of Draeul run. So this, if you're not familiar with it, this is Kingdom Dungeon and Hero. It's kind of a fantasy war game slash dungeon crawler sort of game, and we are the Servants of Draeul in this main campaign map, and these are the bad guys. We're playing the bad guys, and our goal, we're kind of like a death cult, and that our goal right now is to awaken our dark god Draeul and bring him into the world and basically end the world. Game dev on Saturday, played MTG on Sunday. Nice, that sounds like a good weekend. That's a game I gotta try out. I've heard a lot of people say Magic the Gathering is a lot of fun. I've yet to try it. I kind of do like those card games. Some of the games I play involve card building mechanics, or deck building mechanics, I should say, and I find them quite fun. Is this multiplayer NPCs? This particular game I'm playing right now is just against the AI, just single player. The game does have a multiplayer component via play by email, though I've yet to try that myself. But no, this is just single player against the AIs. So we're here. We're kind of like, almost like Mordor. We started in this Torrendor here. That's our only city. We had a couple of outposts which don't do anything economically. So we had one city. We were surrounded by this massive country, but we managed to bite into them, and now we're starting to spread across the land. So basically what we're trying to do, like in most games that I play with most kingdoms, and in this game there are many kingdoms, most of the time I would go for a conquest victory, right? Like just try and conquer as much land as possible. And, you know, in so doing, it's kind of like a board game in the sense that, yes, you can conquer people, but you've also got these random little achievements which give you victory points. So if I have like peace or alliance with 50 and more kingdoms, I get 50 victory points. If I own 30 magic items, which I guess I do, I get 120 victory points. So you can have like these asymmetrical victories, which is kind of fun. It makes it feel like a board game. So even if someone's, you know, conquering the world, you can still sneak in there and win with some of these neat little achievements. And the one in particular that we're going for right now is Destroyer. Villain's Corruption Curse at 1,000. And for that, you get 50,000 victory points. And that's essentially a straight up win. And we're at 771. And we're not quite halfway through the game. So I have high degree of confidence we can get this to 1,000 before the game end. Our other sort of soft goal is this here. This is shards. It's like magical shards that you use to, you know, upgrade your units or build buildings or summon certain magical units. But I'm hoarding them right now. And the reason I'm hoarding them is I'm trying to get this number to 3,200. And the reason for that is I would like to do this. This is our dark god, Draeul. We're the only nation in the whole game who can summon this guy because it's our patron deity. But you see, he costs 3,200 shards to summon into the world. So if we can get those shards built up, we can literally bring our dark god Draeul into the world, and he's gonna break some heads. Have you done a Destroyer victory before? I have not. No. So this is gonna be my first one. Hopefully, I can get her done. I've won through conquest and victory points a number of times. I've never gone for a Destroyer victory before, so this is going to be a first. I'm kind of excited. So, where the heck were we? I think we were just... Oh, right. Sunfall Sect had just declared war on us. We've been at war with them a few times. It's just one city minor that keeps declaring war on us. I think last stream we just finished conquering the rest of Harry's, which was the kingdom that kind of encircled us here, but now we've broken free of that. So I think we're going to send our troops, which is these guys. We have 2 stacks, yeah. So these guys, we're going to send them west, and we're going to finally re-engage these guys. They're behind a level 5 fortification, but I'm thinking this time around we might be able to break them. So let's send our troops in that direction. We also would like to build another purifier if we can. Yeah, I think here, right? So it's kind of like a city builder, you know, one of those. So let's get a, yeah, let's get a purifier here. That should help. We have shard production here. So this should enhance that. So let's go ahead and do that. So it's kind of an interesting hybrid game. So you have this city builder 4X, you know, war game side of the game. But as the name of the game might imply, Kingdom, Dungeon, and Hero, you've also got these hero units. So this is my army, right? Normal army counters. This round one here, this is actually an adventuring party. So we have all these heroes who we can send around. And what they do is, like, let's say you have heroes in a town. We can say gather, like there's all these different actions you can do with your heroes. But in this case, we want to gather rumors. Oh, we found one. So through talking to people in this town, maybe at the tavern or whatever, listening to rumors, we've heard rumors that in this hex, there might be a dungeon or something, might be something worth exploring. So we can send our heroes here and explore the rumor. And actually, turns out this was a real rumor. So there's some kind of dungeon here. So if we check it out, we found a hard level dungeon here. So this crew isn't going to go in. We're going to say scouting. These guys, sadly, we could have done that. Actually, maybe these guys... Actually, these guys can go here. There's a hard dungeon right here. Actually, there's one right next to me. Yeah, let's do this one. Pleasant Woods has a dungeon in it, and it looks like a hard level dungeon. So we can enter here. We can auto-explore the dungeon, but we're not going to because there's a 16% chance per character to die if we try that. So we're just going to say no. And so in the middle of this war game, we actually have this dungeon delving mechanic, kind of like this old school Dungeons and Dragons kind of thing. So this is kind of our map of the dungeon here. And we have like a description for each room we go in. So ancient ruins, okay. And here's our guys, like our adventuring party. And of course, I've named them after after streamers or viewers in chat, I should say. Speaking of which, actually, if you'd like to be one of our characters, there's a few open ones. We can rename one of these characters after you if you like. That'd be kind of fun. But yeah, so basically, you just you level up your characters, you fight stuff, you gather magic items, and you get more shards and gold in the dungeons. You fight enemies. It's kind of fun. Let's see what we can find here. Just moving around the dungeon. Oh, holy hell, that's a big fight. So okay, so here's all the different creatures we've just walked into, and some of them are pretty creepy. So we're going to try and fight them, and what we can do is we can give each of our units, or our party members rather, a different order. Like right now they're just basically attacking, which is fine for the most part, but I think I'm going to have Odie here. He's going to do a magic attack. I think I want Drake doing Bash. That's going to try and stun one of these guys for a turn and take away their turn. And I think maybe Artemiel, our Necromancer, he might try and Spellbind, which essentially does the same thing as Bash, kind of like a magic version. And then we can fight, and you can see this guy attacked him. He blocked. This guy attacked him. He took damage. He took damage. Drake just got a crit, which makes no sense. That's a bug, actually. You're not supposed to crit with that Bash. I might have to write that down, actually. Bash did a 6 damage crit. But yeah, so we've taken already a fair amount of damage. We've actually almost killed this animal horse. So you can see we do this. You do these fights throughout the dungeon, and you have like druids and things like that healing you up, which actually I need to do right now because Norok is hurting. So we'll have we'll have Odie heal. We can do a nice quick fight this way. Okay, we killed somebody, and Drake actually leveled up, so that's pretty cool. We'll keep him on the heals just so we don't screw that up. But yeah, how are your projects going, Golden? You mentioned you had quite a few on the go. I was just tinkering with my my Hex Encounter project just the other day. It's going along pretty nice. All right, let's take him off of that and put him back on magic attack. Yeah, I'll put it back on heal. Okay, looks like we have a couple of birds here, Tisanier birds, that are actually really close to dying. So we can try and single them out by doing this slay. normally they just attack randomly. This is going to encourage them to attack the weakest unit with the less hit points. So we're hoping to snipe those 2 birds. See how that works out. I only got one of them anyways. There, we got the other one. And we can try and snipe this last bird, I guess, too. Actually, I'd like to heal. He's down to 6. Yeah, it's... Whoops, wrong button. That's okay, though. Okay, you can go back to attacking. You can go back to attacking. Yeah, he died anyway, so that's totally fine. Perfect. So we got some gold from that, which we can use for buildings and things like that. And in between fights, we actually healed 10 health, but we're out of heals now. Our druids and our healers are all done with healing. They have no more left, but we have a couple searches left we can make use of. Try and find treasure. And because this is a large map, large dungeons, we can actually camp and get our heals and our searches back and then keep adventuring. Slow but sure, did some fixes and posted some updates to my Match 3 game on Saturday and then worked on the desktop RPG. Yeah, I saw that one. Today is organization day, so I'd like to do a session in a little bit to work on my daily planner. Oh, very cool. Right on. Yeah, that sounds good. Are you doing all that stuff in Unity, or do you have different tools you like to use for the different projects? Okay, we just got victimized by Falling Rumble, which is going to sap 10 of our health, which is a little bit rough. Okay. Let's see what we can get done here. You've got to run. So Artemiel almost bit it right there. So we'll have that guy heal. We'll have Ride Ink block. That should be okay. Hopefully he doesn't get targeted or he's in trouble. Because they can hit up to 6 damage in one shot. Or even more if you get targeted by more than one guy. So hopefully that doesn't happen. We'll keep healing him. We'll keep him on runaway. That helps his defense. He still took a hit, so that's not enough. He has basically no defense is the problem, right? All new these days, it's my 4th iteration of this daily planner tool. Made it previously in VBA. Excel and then Java. Oh, okay. Where did you get your start in game dev, if you don't mind my asking? When I first started messing around with trying to make games, I started with Microsoft Visual Basic way back in the day when I was a kid. And literally just like nothing else, no other tools, just Microsoft Visual Basic, and that was my tool. And I made these crappy little games, if you can call them that. They were really janky because everything was done with like images on Windows forms, and you can imagine how janky it was. But I managed to get a couple of cheesy games made with that. And then from there, I think I went to, what was it? I went to DirectX. I started using DirectX in Microsoft Visual Basic. And then from there, I think I went to XNA Game Studio. I forget what they call it now, but there's a new name for it now. I went to XNA Game Studio, and from there I went to Unity. All right, Odie, you're gonna zappy zap, and you're gonna swing the old sword. And so this guy's bashed, you can see. This guy here, Arbor Bellator, he's bashed, so he can't take an action this turn. So he's not going to do much, and we can pull Artemiel off of that. Keep pounding these guys. All right, let's get some healing going on Odie. Right on. So that's going to be it, I think. We're all out of heals, which means, in practical terms, we're done here because we don't want to take a fight without any heals. We can get you in here if you like, Golden. How would you like to be a Magnus Wizard or a Warrior? We can rename one of these after you, or even a Druid. There's a Druid, there's a Magnus Wizard, or as a Warrior we could rename you after. That'd be totally no problem. And if I recall correctly, your name on your stream was Veil? Or am I thinking of it wrong? Was it Lair? It wasn't Lair. It was Veil. I forget now. I feel terrible. But you had a different nickname, if I recall. Okay, what else can we do here? I think we were trying to sell... Yeah, we wanted to sell food. Because we're almost full on food, and we don't need all that much food these days. So I think we're going to sell some of that. Make a little bit of money so we're not wasting it. Let's get rid of them some food there. We can sell our horses. We don't have any particular use for them right now. I mean, the Devout do cost horses, but we're not building a lot of those right now. Well, I suppose I could build more. How much are we getting on iron? Oh, we only have 16 iron. We could save up for another stack, so maybe we won't sell that, but we will definitely sell the wood. Let's sell that wood for sure. Yes. And then maybe we'll buy maybe 10 shards just to keep this number going up and up and up. Yeah, we'll do it that way. As a hobby, I started with Basic. Right, Basic, yeah. Then when I was a teen in recent years, I learned VBA and Java during the pandemic. Oh, okay. Learning a unit about 2.5 years ago, went full-time dev. Oh, so you're a full-time dev now. Oh, right on. Congratulations. That's awesome. Veil, yeah. Wizard's cool. Right on. We can do that. Let's get you in here. Who was the wizard now? It was... Wizard was Norok. Okay, we'll rename Norok. So let's get you... Veil. A stoic calm mage with ink-stained hands that is spry and engaging, mocks those who are weak. No. A stoic calm mage who has a knack for game development and streams his development from his spaceship, as I recall. Spaceship. Right on. Welcome to the team, Vale. Hey, welcome, Rydink. Welcome back. Hey, Rydink's already in here too. He's a warrior. Yeah, I remember in high school, I think it was grade 9. We started with we learned Pascal, and then from Pascal I think we learned basic C. Yeah, we went from Pascal to C, and then I just kind of took it from there and started learning stuff. I found it was just something oddly fun. Making characters in XCOM 2, nice, man, nice. I played a ton of like XCOM, but I didn't get that far into XCOM 2. I was running into so many technical problems with that game, just bugs and interface glitches. I just couldn't. But it's too bad because I really like the original XCOM. Okay, let's call that there. Let's call that a turn. I think there's nothing much more I can do. So let's call that a turn. Yeah, we'll move our guys to the west, try and engage these guys once and for all. They declared war, but they don't seem keen on moving out. So yeah, there's that. Okay, let's roll the turn and see what we get. My first programs were saved to cassette tape. Oh, is that right? Cassette tape. That's hardcore. That's hardcore. I remember it wasn't like cassette tape, but it was like back when just before CDs or DVDs, it was in the era between 3.5-inch discs and like recordable CDs. It was sometime in that era. Tape backups were becoming popular, and people were like, "Oh, this is the future. This is the future." But it was like it wasn't like a traditional audio cassette. It was probably like, I don't know, maybe 3 inches by 6 inches. This big black tape thing that you'd stick in this specialty drive, and it could hold like, I don't know, like a gig of data, 500 meg data or whatever. And that people were convinced that was the future. It's like, I don't know about that one. When did you play XCOM 2? Honestly, Rydink, man, I don't know. A couple years ago, I want to say, I tried getting into it, and like the game itself, I'm sure is great, but I just, from a technical standpoint, I just could not. I think the last time I tried it was like a year or two ago, something like that. But like, yeah, like every time I'd load into the game, the main menu would be like laid out differently, and there'd be like debug text all over the place. It was a mess, an absolute mess, and I couldn't stomach it. I didn't have the patience for it, so I just bailed on it. All right, let's move our guys over here. That's going to take a few turns to get there, sadly, but they don't seem keen on moving out, so is what it is. Okay, so we got 2 idle alchemists. Let's put them on fort level, I guess. Well, we've already got level 6 max fort. Let's, I don't know, we could get them on harvester, maybe? Or we could start getting magic. Yeah, we could boost the stats of our guys in the dungeons. We could start doing that, I guess. Yeah, let's pull them out of that. Let's do that. We'll get, not enchantment, sorry, we want conviction. So conviction magic will give us more heals in the dungeon for a cleric, or our druids rather. Intellect magic will give our mages, which includes you, Vale, more damage. You probably had debug dev console mode. I mean, it was off a fresh install, you know, and then you'd go to run the game, and like everything would be all like skewed, and the resolution would be like all messed up, and everything was just, it was just an absolute like shit show. It was a mess. So I got kind of annoyed with that. I don't know, maybe I'll give it another try, see if anything's improved since then, or maybe this has all been straightened out. But oh yeah, it was like legit, Rydick. It was completely unplayable, which is a shame. I don't understand what happened. Like XCOM, like the earlier one, worked beautifully. Like it was perfect. It was smooth as hell. Everything was just good. Whoa, Black Crown wants an alliance. What? These guys want to ally? Yeah, what the hell? Why not, right? I don't want to get drawn into your war, but I'll be happy to not fight you. Normally, I'm incredibly aggressive at these games. I just kill everybody just because they're there. But today we're a little bit weaker, so let's accept the alliance. I don't normally do diplomacy in any these games. I have like a house rule, like basically no diplomacy. I hate it, but because it's usually janky and it just never works. But in this rare instance, I will do it. Accept cease war? No, I will not accept that. I'm going to come kill you because you've been a thorn in my side. You made the decision to declare war. Now you get to live with it. Alrighty. So that's that. I think I'm missing one, though. Yeah, I'm just going to ignore that. Let's sell some more food. Yeah, I've been tempted to stream some more game dev, actually, Vale. I am very, very tempted. It's tempting to stream stream my Hex Encounter. I wouldn't stream Merc's development. I feel like that's a little bit close to my heart kind of thing. I keep that one close to my chest, I suppose. I don't know, so I'd feel weird about streaming that, but no, it's tempting to maybe stream the Hex Encounter project. Excuse me, I'm having fun with that one lately. Okay, let's sell some food. Get some mana. We'll keep building up our iron. Maybe we'll get another stack of Devout, our heavy infantry. Get rid of some wood. We could sell some horses. Now we can afford to buy maybe 30 more shards. Can get that up to 3,200 as quick as we can. This is progressing nicely. Though I think I found a bit of a bug. Yeah, this game's got a lot of bugs. I love it to death, but it is bug-ridden, I think. Which is a shame, because it's an excellent game. But if we look here... where are we looking here? Yeah, achievements. For the Destroyer, we get 50,000 points for that, right? But if you look in the game guide, like the kind of online help, Villain, you only get 480 victory points. So I'm hoping it's the 50,000 or we're in some trouble. We'll see. There's an issue one way or another, whether it's that or that. One of them's wrong, so we'll have to see what happens. Okay. When you do try XCOM 2 again and it's screwed up, make a screenshot at me on Discord. I don't... Yeah, okay, maybe I'll do that. If it gives me any more shit next time I try it. It's too bad, because I kind of wanted to get into the game, right? Because I really liked the other one. Okay, let's dive back into the dungeon. I don't think we have any more places we can build purifiers at. I think we've pretty well exhausted that. So, but let's have a quick look here. We're building one there. We can't build one there. Not there. Already got one there. Already got one there. Yeah, no, I think we're pretty well... We're maxed out. Okay, yeah, let's get back in the dungeon. Alright, Vale. We're gonna have you... Actually, we'll have Artemiel do the spellbinding. We'll have you attack. So you do the spellbinding, Drake can do the bashing. See how we do here. Make me proud, Vale. Here we go. In the interrogation chamber. Let's do this. I have a couple of mod dev friends that I can help out with it. Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Closing in on the shards for Tentacle Man. Hey, Odie, how's it going? Yeah, we're getting there. We only need 1,200 more, so we'll see. We'll see if we can do that. We should be able to do that in 90 turns. Plus, we just built that purifier, so yeah. It's looking more and more possible all the time. That's a lot of pressure. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to put you under pressure, but yeah, just don't screw up, okay? Actually, I did screw that up. I want Artemiel binding, and I want Vale attacking. There we go. All right. Let's see what we can do. I have every faith in you, Vale. You can totally do it, man. You can totally do it. By the way, guys, if you're interested in game dev, you may want to follow Golden Character Design. He's a really cool game developer with a pretty sick stream setup. It's really neat. I'd recommend following him if you're into that sort of thing. So far, hey, magic attack. You hit this guy for two damage. That's pretty good. Damage goes from 1 to 3, and a critical hit is essentially 2, 4, or 6, which is pretty rare. So you hit this guy for 2, which isn't bad. Okay, still good. Let's get this guy healing. 3 damage. That's a good shot, Vale. Yeah, let's heal this guy. Ooh, Odie. Odie just got wrecked for 6 damage, a full crit. So Odie, we're gonna have him run away and double his defense. We'll have this guy heal, and then Drake, I think, is gonna absorb, try and taunt the enemies to attacking him. And Riding is gonna try and snipe this Bellator, Arbor Bellator. We can design Dom 7 through Twitch streams. Hell yeah, we can. That would be awesome. We'll make our own game, our own Dom. Our legally distinct Dominion 6 is what we're gonna do. Let's do a double heal. Actually, let's not do a double heal. Let's let's do a double heal. We'll keep him. Actually, we'll get this guy taunting as well. Try and draw the fire away from Odie and Vale, who's already taken hits. And Illwinter will totally never come after us. Actually, I don't think they would they? They don't seem like that, those kinds of people. Yeah, let's get you guys back on attack now. Yeah, Vale, you're already doing well. You're hitting consistently every turn, so you're doing quite well. Quite happy with that. There, you hit the Abomination for 3 damage. You're actually a pretty... Since we renamed this... He wasn't doing that great before. I swear, since we renamed it to you, he's actually getting pretty consistent hits in there. That's pretty cool. All right, Riding's going to swing. You're going to bash. Odie's going to heal. Let's do a double heal here. Unfortunately, we can put a Hydralisk Sprites in our legally distinct Dom 7. Yeah, really. Absolutely. Hey, as long as we get those Hydralisk Sprites from Shutterstock, we're all good. I've had a lot of training as a Magnus Wizard. Apparently. So I guess canonically what happened is the old Magnus Wizard, Norok, he just wasn't working out. So we substituted him for his twin brother, Vale, who's come in and, really kicked ass. Kind of like Avatar, right? The guy's brother died or whatever, so he sat in for him, and that's basically what you're doing. Your brother was a failure, so you took up his mantle, and now you're whooping ass. So yeah. Looks just like you, yeah? Yeah, I've seen your stream. Yeah, absolutely. The resemblance is uncanny, just looks just like you. He looks like that guy from the new Star Wars, one of those new Star Wars movies. I forget the guy's name, but anyway. All right, let's keep on going here. Do a double heal so we don't die. All right, let's get you back on attack. Yeah, that looks good enough. Okay, let's get Odie healing again. Yeah, let's get you attacking. Oh, wait, no, we should heal. Riding's getting low. Ooh, Sabir is hurting. That should be okay like that. Yeah, just one monster left. All right. You got him for 3 damage. You killed him. Right on. Yeah, definitely liking the new additions. You're performing better than your twin brother, Bill. Much, much better. So we're out of heals now. So we can't proceed until we camp and get our heals back, because otherwise we're going to walk into a fight with no heals, and that would not work out well for us. Kill the humans! So Odie, you're going to do that. That's good. Actually, how far are you from level? You got a ways to go yet. Riding's not that far from level. Yeah, Drake's a ways off. So yeah, you're a level 7 Magnus Wizard, which is kind of cool. Right now, actually, what you're doing, and that's kind of cool for a wizard. You don't see this a lot, but the fact that you're in the party, this is one of those unique things to this game. Just the fact that you're in our party, you're giving the entire party more armor. You're giving us all more magic resist, and you're also lowering the resistances and immunities of the enemies. So you're contributing to this overall stat over here. Along with Artemiel, he does the same thing. And then, you know, so you're contributing these overall stats like defense bonus, resistance bonus, you know, penetration, weaken, all these things. So you're actually contributing to us quite a bit, which is really nice. Honestly, I need to think names for your characters. Yeah, that's the hardest part, naming stuff. You should see me trying to name a freaking pretender in Dominions. Hey, what's up, Artemiel? Welcome. Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. How are you doing? We're just blasting through a new dungeon here, and you're here as our necromancer. You're actually doing pretty good. You and Vale are kicking ass. That should be fine. Oh, Vale taking hits. All right, we're gonna have you run. We'll have Odie heal you. Riding's gonna soak some hits. You're gonna get some heals. You can take a lot of damage really quick if we're not careful. We might need to get you more armor. If we can find some armor for you, we might have to do that. So you're going to go back on the attack. You're going to go back on the attack. You can keep healing. See, that sounds like me. Hands in too many paws. Yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, it's beneficial, right? You're kind of a jack of all trades. Doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. What do you have? Actually, you don't have a lot of items, so we might have to get you some items. Yeah, you could definitely use more armor. But yeah, you're doing all right. Lots of contributions on you. Doing good enough. Finally found a new game to waste time on. Any name for something like a shadow? Yeah, I don't know. I think Umbra means shadow in like Spanish, I think. I could be wrong on that one. What game are you playing now, Artemiel? Ooh, Vale taking hits again. Let's bail you out of there. This basically doubles your defense. It makes it harder for you to hit. So you're basically more or less, I guess 8 defense now for what it's worth for this round, but you won't be hitting anybody. We'll have Odie heal you, and we'll have Riding try and tank. Noobs are coming. There's a game called Noobs are coming. I've never heard of that one. That's interesting. All right, Riding, you can attack. Odie, you're going to keep healing, and you're going to go back on the attack, I think. Umbral, Dark, Black, Void, Null. Ebon, I think, means black, too. What else? All right. Oh, Artemiel. Artemiel just got wrecked. He got hit for 6 damage. Boom. He got crit. So Artemiel again, you're gonna run. Odie's gonna heal you. And I think Riding's gonna try and block for you. A female soldier. Isn't the chick from actually no, it's not Umbra, it's Sombra. Yeah. Sombra means shadow in Spanish. That's my mistake. I think that's a chick from Overwatch, right? That's why she's called Sombra, because she's shadow. I think that's what that means in Spanish. I could be wrong. My Spanish is no bueno. I want to have riding. Actually, we'll keep him doing that. Yeah, that's totally fine. Hopefully, you don't get hit for a crit, because heroes can die really quickly in this game, like real fast. I think maybe we'll do this for one more turn, because you're still kind of hurting there, Vale, or Artemiel rather. So yeah, there we go. We'll do this. Okay. Yeah, so you can go back to attack. You're gonna keep healing. Yeah, we'll keep healing just in case. Xena Warrior Princess. I'm not gonna lie, I used to love that show. You know, for all the right reasons. Totally no special motivation for watching that show back in the day. Though I may have just dated myself saying that I watched that show, because that's not a new show, that's an oldie. That's a golden oldie right there. Alright, Artemiel, you're gonna go back to spellbinding. Nice, got him. Okay, again, that's it for our heals, which means we are done here. Let's get out of here. What do we got? Yeah, Sunfall Sect wants to peace out, which of course we're not going to. We're gonna crush them once and for all, I think, if we can. Yeah, let's call it there. Yep. Let's move on to the next turn. That show was so cheesy, but it was so good for its time. I used to love Cena. Good old Lucy Lawless. She actually showed up at the studio where they make Warframe, at the Digital Extreme studio in London. She actually just popped in there for a visit one day, and the devs were like totally fawning over her, which I can totally understand. Okay. What have we here? Who's talking at me? If these guys want to trade, I'm good with that. Alright, let's move our guys a little bit closer. And of course, as always, anytime I'm at war, it rains. And the heavy rain slows you down as you're walking, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Next turn, we'll get another Devout. We'll save up our horsies. We can sell some. We won't sell too many. We'll sell 10 horses, because we're going to get more next turn. And we'll leave our iron. Definitely sell food. We don't really need our stone right now either, so we'll sell that. We'll buy 10 shards. Just to keep the shard income rolling. And alright. Let's get back in the dungeon. Ow. So he stepped in a bear trap. I feel like a bear trap do more than 2 damage. I think he'd be down for the count after that. Alright, you can bash. You can spellbind. Oh, okay, Vale's taking hits. Let's get him. Actually, you don't need to run. You can attack. We'll have Odie heal you, and that should be plenty. Theory. Okay. Yeah, let's get Odie healing Vale again, just because he's dipped down below a threshold that I'm not keen on. Okay, let's do a double heal. Bashed and spellbound. Excellent. So there's only one guy attacking us this time. So we'll go to attack. We'll go to attack. right. Guarding gloves. So we got 8 shards and a bunch of gold. That was a really nice fight. So I think we said we're probably gonna give Vale some armor just because he's so squishy right now. Though intelligence -2, that's not good. Cleverness, yeah, that's unfortunate. I wouldn't want to give this to him. That would screw his attack potential. Otherwise, that's too bad because this would have been really good. So this is really meant to go on a warrior. Other blood crystal, strength, cleverness. What does riding have? +1 to all stats. I tell you what we'll do. We'll give this to riding, and then we will give his Woodod's armlet to Vale. That'll give him +1 all stats, which is kind of nice. Boom. All right, riding's now monstrous. Right on. We'll have to remember that. So when we're done in this dungeon, we'll give that armlet to Vale, so he's a little bit tougher. Should I add that to my resume, Squishy? Yeah, you should. Clever, good problem solver, extremely squishy. It's important to be upfront with the employers, I think. So we are... Oh, we found a gold. So, again, we're out of searches and heals. Let's camp and get them back. 42 monsters left in this dungeon. We're not going to be able to clear that out, but we'll take a chunk out of it. Magical, puzzle solving, adventure helper, squishy. Let's get you healing. That should be lots. What's your best qualities? I was told that it was extremely squishable. Yeah, exactly, yeah. I'm very, very squishy, and therefore I can fit into spaces where my other party members cannot. I'm like an octopus. I can squeeze through little, tiny little spaces. Very good in caving and spelunking. Okay, so you can keep healing. That's good. You're okay. Cool. You're bashed. The octopus mage. The octo mage. Okay. Actually, yeah, you need to heal. That's probably fine. Let's have you attack. Ooh. Okay, let's do a double heal now. We're taking hits. We'll do another one. We might need to try and snipe this guy. Oh, Odie! Or Artemiel, I mean. Damn, that looks painful. Okay, we'll do that. Riding, you might actually try and snipe. No. Let's have you block just in case. I mean, there's 2 guys. Well, this guy's pretty tough, so we'll probably, yeah, we'll try and block. Draw the attention away. Okay, that's good. And you can now slay. You can go back to attacking. You guys can both keep healing. Yes, both keep healing. Yeah, that's fine. So you're getting some good hits in there. Right? You got 3 damage there, which is all we can ask. It's pretty good. We are out of heals now. We are officially out of heals. And I think we're going to actually retreat. I don't really want to retreat, but... I think we should, just to be safe. So we are going to retreat. Just so we don't get people killed. Because you were at that threshold where a bad hit could just kill you. And since we're out of heals and no more camping, let's just bug out of there. Come back at it next turn. Yeah, I guess that's it for this turn. We're losing a bit of money, but we got a bit of a dig and sell thing going on, so we're paying for it, no problem, so that's all good. Just roll it. That Purifier is going to kick in a few turns, so he's probably going to go up to like 24, 25 shards a turn. And that might be where we leave it. Because it'll take, once that kicks in, right? Because that might take 20, 30 turns, but by the time you figure on the 30 setback, plus how long it takes to get the, to basically build it back to where you would have been, and then plus to pay for it. So it could be 30, 40 turns before that pays for itself, but it'll still pay for itself before the end of the game, which is good. Sure. Sure. No, I will not accept the truce with you. I'm going to kill you now. You're all big and bad when my army was over here, but now you're suddenly wanting to peace out. I don't know. I think you're a coward, sir. I say you are a coward. I'm not going to heal my lesser golem. Like, I can reinforce all my guys. I could reinforce my lesser golem, but I don't want to because that actually costs shards, and I'm trying to save up shards. So we're gonna not do that. Yeah, I think that's actually it for the turn. Get back in the dungeon. Let's go have words with these monsters we ran away from. Look at our Temiel putting the friggin' spellbind on those guys. Alright, you're gonna bail, actually, now that I say that. You're gonna heal. Riding, you're gonna do that. Odie, actually, yeah, you don't need to heal. That is dicey as hell. You're gonna put up to 5 hit points. As long as you don't take a 6 crit when you're dodging, you should be okay. Ah, we forgot to give Vale that bracelet. We'll have to do that when we come out of this dungeon. You have to remind me. Why do you make me run away like a cat? Well, I mean, it's that or you die, man. It's that or you die. And we don't have you twice-borned in this game, sadly. That's not a thing. If I could twice-born you, I would totally twice-born you, but wrong game, can't do that, so we're going to have you run a little bit to avoid death. Rather dead than a coward? Okay, I'll remember that. Let's put you back on attack. No more running for Artemiel. That's a new thing. He's not a coward. He's going to stand up to it. Okay, I will definitely remember that. Okay, that's cool. So I'll have you on Spellbind. Alright. 12 left. That's plenty. Ooh, I don't think I've seen one of these before. Oshkin Beast. A mutation of several smaller creatures formed with the larger Bovidae family of animals. They come in different forms and shapes, but they are large enough creatures to take down. One can identify them because they usually appear as oxen or bulls. Some have horns, others do not, but all have traits of other species from their mutations. Unlike their more passive bulls, cows, and oxen, these creatures are aggressive. They can be trained and often used by humanoids and unwanted for protection. I see. It looks like a hyena or something with like squid tentacles. I can't even really make sense of what I'm looking at there. Actually, I didn't look at the stats. Ah, it's not too bad. Okay. You can heal. My vampire harlot harem does not appreciate me turning tail. That's fair. I don't see the double defense as being coward. Seems like a wise strategy of improving the odds of success for the entire group. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. Because if he dies, then we lose out on like this stuff here. We lose armor, we lose toughness, and all that kind of stuff. Plus, he's our spellbinding guy, right? So he's pretty valuable. And again, right now he's just taking some hits, but we won't have him run. We'll have Odie heal him. Yeah, no, 100%. It's kind of what you want to do. You want to keep your heroes alive as long as possible, because then they can go into, like, there's different levels of dungeon, right? There's low, medium, hard, and then extreme dungeons. So you're trying to get into those extreme dungeons, because the extreme dungeons have the artifacts in them, and artifacts are victory points, right? So if you can gather up some artifacts, like, for example, if someone gathers all 5 Unity runes, they're gonna pretty much win. Just get 50,000 points, just like that. But you can't be in bad standing with them. That's right. That's right. Yeah, you don't want to look weak in front of the ladies. That's critical. You got to show strength. Show confidence always, right? All right, well, we won't embarrass you in front of your girls again, dude. We'll keep you on we'll keep you front and center. All right, I think Riding's gonna try and snipe this Bellator again. Got him. Take you off of that. A hoard of loot is found inside a dry a dry loaf of feces. We just found gold in a pile of shit. I've never seen that one before. That's pretty funny. If only I was a generic Sky protagonist, I could do just about anything in the one. Get every babe ever. Yeah. Yeah. To live vicariously through that kind of stuff. Alas, the world is cruel, requires competence and riches. Well, I'll push back on that. It doesn't require competence at all. Not at all. Riches, yes. You can be all kinds of dumb and get what you want, get what you need, as long as you got that cash. And we're out of heals, so Odie's not going to do any good doing that. Yeah, okay. We're out of heals. He's in death range. Let's bail out. We will use our search and use our camp and go back in. This is a little facet of the game I think he could probably work on, this dev. I just set up camp. We slept for a while, we healed, and we came back, and the monsters have not healed. So the monsters really should heal when you camp, but they don't. So that's a little bit of a quirk I wouldn't mind seeing changed, but it is what it is. See if we can finish these guys off. Okay, we spellbound that guy. That's good. Yeah, you can really see the effects of Bash and Spellbind. Like, these two guys can't take action this turn, so we're safe from them. So we can go ahead and have Odie heal Vale again. And or riches, yeah. Yeah, that's right. As long as you got the money, you got the goods. You get what you need. And there's definitely no correlation between wealth and intelligence. Ooh, Sabir, the druid, absolutely annihilated that abomination for his 6 crit. That's very nice. Okay. Nice. 3 damage hit. Nice job, Vale. 6 gold and 4 shards. That's good. We'll definitely take that. I think Odie should keep healing because Vale's hurting. That beast hopefully die this turn. Yep, nice. 6 more shards. So you can see all the sort of trickle shards we get through fighting in the dungeons, and that's driving up our shard count. So we're pretty much 1,000 shards away from summoning our Dark God, which I'm kind of excited about. Brambles. Well, we got around him. That's good. And occasionally, of course, you can come into fighting boss level creatures, which is kind of fun, and they'll give you magic items sometimes. Lots of gold, sometimes shards. Okay, Odie, you're going to attack. And that looks pretty good. So we have 19 heals left between our 2 druids. So as we take hit point damage, we can heal up to 19 of them, and then we have to, well, we don't have to bail, but we should bail, in my opinion. Still need to anti-squishy my character? Yeah. Before we came into this dungeon, I forgot to assign you that that bracelet, but we'll definitely do that once we leave the dungeon. We can't physically do it while you're in the dungeon, but as soon as we leave for this turn, I can go to the hero screen and give you that bracer. I give you plus $1 stats, which should help you quite a bit. So yeah, we'll definitely do that once we get out of this dungeon. It might be another fight or two. We may burn through our heals this fight. In fact, we probably will. So this is probably going to be the last fight. We'll do it after that.